Alright, so this
Cool.
is faster than light. What you do is it's like this, like top-down ship simulator. You just gotta pick your ship. And get right now I've got only 2 unlocked, well 3 unlocked, and there's each like subsystems, various things. I'm gonna pick the Taurus Type A because I really like the engineers.
It looks like
Uh,
buildings.
yeah. But here, let's just go normal and then start. Okay, so you gotta
How does this
basically.
thing fly?
Well, it's just like kind of, it's almost like pen and paper, basically.
Alright.
So just a sec, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna take this guy. I'm gonna move him over into my shields.
I'm so confused.
There we go.
I'm not sure what I'm looking at.
I'm gonna put this guy at helm, and I'm gonna put this guy at weapons. Okay, so you each got your dudes, and if you man the stations, they recharge faster. Here's a little charge bar right there.
Alright.
And then, so what you do is you go jump, and then you select a destination. So there's a distress signal here. Now that could be either a trap or somebody actually needs help. So now it kind of gives you the situation. You have 3 options. Since this one's blue, that means I have like a crew member that can like do something special, and it gives me better rewards.
So it's kind of like the Dungeons and Dragons of like space.
Yeah, kind of.
Alright, makes sense.
Now if you go back like this, and it's like those old dungeon crawlers.
Yeah.
Now this guy is gonna be all like, hey, I'm gonna, stay out of this, and I'm just gonna be like, no, I'm gonna attack him. Now what you can do is you can target specific like subsystems,
Mm-hmm.
and so this guy's got a special shield that I have to like knock it down before I can actually hit his shields. But I'm using ion weapons to try and, oh my god. This isn't going well for my very first thing. Whoa. Aw, there goes my med bay. Ah, there goes my weapons. Oh my god, what the hell?
Oh
This
god,
is
the
terrible.
pirates! The pirates!
Yeah, I'm going down, man. What the hell? This is ridiculous. I'm gonna turn on auto fire so that I can actually go and repair my things. Oh god,
Yeah.
there's a fire in there. This is bad. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do.
I'm kind of imagining like Star Trek when like...
Oh hey, wow, I'm winning this fight.
Cool.
This is interesting.
I'm imagining Star Trek where like the ship is shaking and people are like standing there like nothing really is going on, but there's like sparks flying everywhere. Then people are running through like the bottom bays.
Yeah. So what I'm doing here is I'm venting atmosphere to my ship. So that I can put out the fires that are now spreading throughout my entire ship.
Oh boy. So I'm confused. Did you win?
Yeah, I won that fight because he surrendered right before he would have killed me. So
It's like, oh god. It's like the French. It's like, oh no, he's got guns. Wave your flags. Wave the flags.
yeah, pretty much. Uh, Sorry to any of our French listeners.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah, okay, so I'm trying to repair my stuff. Okay, there we go, got that. Now let's go over here, and let's go repair this subsystem before we make a jump. So yeah, that was lackluster for the first battle. Like, what the hell?
Sorry. From my perspective, everything went okay. We won.
Yeah, pretty
Things are
much.
good.
Okay, so, I've fallen into their trap.
Those.
So I'm going to target their shields and put it in an anti-ship drone. Now, my only gun is an ion cannon, so I'm just, like, disabling their stuff.
Yeah, I was wondering what that little thing was sticking out. It's like
Yeah, this here is the ion cannon.
Ah.
And it's the only weapon system I have. And what I'm doing now is I'm targeting their weapons so that they can't shoot me back, basically.
Nice.
And we won! Woohoo!
Hooray.
Okay, so you get resources, fuel, missiles, and scrap. It's up here. This is your fuel. That's like how many jumps you can make. Then up here is your missiles. Missiles are used by like particularly powerful weapons, so you have like a limited supply. Then these is how many drones you can launch. It's drone modules, and then this is your money, basically the scrap.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it went ding and then upgraded. Now you can upgrade your stuff by doing this. So I'm just gonna get an extra bar of power so I can add it to my engines.
Nice.
Because what the engines do, they increase your dodge chance. So the more power you have to it, the better your dodge chance is. So you can actually dodge like missiles incoming.
Nice.
What do you think? Should we explore the asteroid field?
Let's do it.
Sure. Alright, I got stuff. I didn't get damaged.
Also, though, I wanted to continue the conversation from part 1.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's the explanation of the game, and I'll just play.
But, so since last video we were talking about, you made mention of how when they program for Xbox or PS4, they know every little quirk and like every little thing they could program for, so
Yeah.
you know, down to the basics. And I made mention that Haswell was going to be 12 cores. It is not.
Really?
The 4770K just came out a couple days back. 4 cores, 8 threads.
Oh.
So it's kind of like a 10% increase from Ivy Bridge, which is, not very impressive.
Yeah,
like-
it's okay.
Yeah. From what I understand, it overclocks okay. It's a little bit more powerful. The biggest thing they're talking about is how it's less power usage and more powerful GPU. So like, Ultrabooks will be awesome now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking of that, I was looking at Tom's Hardware earlier, and I looked at their best graphics card for the money, and they added the 7990.
Yeah.
I'm
a
impressed
couple
at its
months back.
performance.
Yeah. They added that, I think, 2 or 3 months back.
Yeah, I'm a little
Because-
late on it.
Yeah. Because AMD actually finally released their own reference, not the 7970 Ares card from Asus or the there's another one, I can't remember the name of it. But they actually put a 7990 out there. It's like triple fan cooler, amazing. Biggest problem I'm finding right now though is they're having problems with frame rating.
Really?
I don't know if I ever talked to you about this, but apparently with Crossfire setups, not so much SLI, but AMD Crossfire setups,
Yeah.
they have frame rate issues where it might say it's putting out 130 frames, but they're putting out like run frames. Nice kill, by the way.
Yeah.
So they're putting out run frames where it's not like a full frame, so maybe it's just like a sliver on the screen. So it might be saying it's 130 frames, but it actually doesn't look like 130 frames.
Yeah.
So I guess they're trying to fix that now, but that's a big issue with Crossfire right now. So a lot of people are suggesting not to go Crossfire whatsoever. So also, NVIDIA came out with their GeForce 700 series.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Some of the things are looking pretty good. And actually today I helped somebody pick a video card for their system. It's like an old Intel quad core.
Nice.
And they were like, what's a good video card for this? And actually that's what led me to go to Tom's Hardware. And we ended up settling on a 7770. The only model that actually has a VGA port left on it because it still needs VGA.
The 7770 AMD card?
No, the HD 7770, and
Nice.
it's by HIS.
Ah, yes. They got that icy cooler, ice cube cooler.
Yeah. Oh no, he cloaked. What that? Oh.
Not bad. Why didn't you just go DVI to VGA though?
Because there's only one. There was a DVI port on the other 7770s. One DVI and 2 HDMI.
Ah.
So the one recommended by our friends at Tom Hardware was that configuration, and he needed 2 DVIs or 1 DVI and 1 VGA.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I was wondering why, and he says because he doesn't have a TV close enough to his computer that uses HDMI. Otherwise, he'd have to get one of those really long HDMI cords, which they get artificially expensive.
Monoprice. I don't know if I ever told you about this.
No.
It's like 100-foot cables for like $70.
What?
Yeah, yeah. Mono price is actually ridiculously good. Here, I will take a look right now because I have my computer right here. Monoprice.com. I heard about this from the Linus Tech Forum. Like their HDMI cables are just ridiculously cheap, or on the cheap. So video cables, HDMI. So you got like 1.5 feet is $2.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they are ridiculously cheap. And when you get into like the longer ranges, it's almost like a dollar a foot generally. And then when you get higher, it might be maybe 30 or 40 cents a foot, which is
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good. So yeah,
Wow, that is actually a pretty good price.
yeah,
You'll have to link me that later.
will do.
Um, but yeah, if you're looking for local cables though, Ethernet cables at the University Bookstore here, that stuff's looking pretty nice.
Huh?
Like Cat 6, dirt cheap.
I'm thinking of eventually going Cat 6, but I think I'll go to Cat 6 when I get my my PF Sense rig.
Yeah, it's not really that like required. So, man,
It,
oh Jesus,
it's just for the like the future proof. I like to try to keep it so I don't have to upgrade every once in a while.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's actually something I'm thinking of doing is popping in a nice high quality Wi-Fi network card, just so I can do out with my router. Because we were actually playing a game here that I'm actually going to uh, like gush about because it's a great game. uh, we had 2 cell phones, an iPod, 2 netbooks, and a laptop connected via Wi-Fi. And my router was just like, "Oh no, please don't do this."
yeah.
Yeah, and that ended up being a problem because it was just like kicking people off left and right. It was actually really irritating. But anyway, we were playing Artemis. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, it's relatively new. It's like not. It's been around for a little bit now, but they're in like version 1.7 or something. The developer's really active with it, and it's a Starship bridge simulator. So what you do is you have one computer set as the main screen,
Yeah.
and then you have a captain who can have like the way we had it was they had a tablet.
Yeah.
And the tablet has this like tactical map on it where the captain can tap on something and everybody else will see this yellow kind of square come up around it, so you know what the captain's targeting.
Yeah.
And then everybody else, 5 other people, plays each a different station.
All right.
So each station that you're playing, oh crap! I just got invaded by these stupid aliens. 1 second. Let's go over here and let's. Oh, I don't have door control. This is really bad.
Those.
Okay, I need to repair my door control. Come on, repair the door control. Okay, anyway. So, in this game, you basically play a starship. Everybody gets their own station. You have several people. You got weapons. You have science. You've got all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's just like there's. Oh, and I just died. Okay. So while I'm looking at the death screen, I'll explain what goes on. So you've got weapons, comms, engineering, science, and helm.
Hmm.
So you've got one person playing the pilot, and you got one person playing the weapons guy, and it's all kind of set up by the captain. And you kind of have to have it where everybody works together. And you're all connected to the one computer that has the main view screen on it. And right now there's no like story to it. It's just kind of fly around and destroy enemies.
Yeah.
But it's still really fun because of having to have 6 people working in unison. Because engineering can like change power levels to the beam weapons and like to the engines. Then you have to have the helm guy kind of flying around, making sure that the weapons person has an angle on all the ships and like pays attention to the ranges. It's actually pretty interesting.
Sounds like it could be a lot of fun. Good
Oh
party
man,
game.
yeah, we played it with like a full party
Mhm.
the other day, and it was actually really fun. We kind of just I had played it before, so I played engineering. Kadra was playing weapons, and everybody else had like kind of just figured out what they wanted to play, and the host was the captain, obviously.
Yeah.
He actually buys and sells computers on Kijiji. So he gets his stock from one guy, like fixes him up, and then uh, puts him back up.
Yeah.
And that one's actually really like his kind of thing was very useful for playing Artemis
Yeah.
because we had 4 computers sitting around.
I wish I had 4 computers sitting around.
Yeah, so he just had a bunch of like 4, a couple of dual cores, a couple of like older single cores, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
and it was a good game, and we had a lot of fun playing it. And I don't really know how to like what else to say about it. The only thing you can do is really check it out.
Yeah.
Um, the the premise of the game, like I said, is essentially just fly around and defeat all the enemies. And what I'm actually particularly excited about is they're thinking of adding a mode where you play as a submarine.
Ooh.
And playing as a submarine is particularly exciting for me because I am a big fan of the Silent Hunter series, which is basically you play a German submarine in World War II.
Nice.
And you can actually choose like a level of realism in the game too, where you can have to like actually calculate the angle at which you need to shoot the torpedo to make sure it hits the ship. You need to be aware of like destroyers in the area so they can't depth charge you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. And adding that into Artemis, like having 6 people playing basically Silent Hunter at once would just be, oh, I'd love it.
Oh man. Yeah, that's the thing we should talk about is gaming, like new games coming out.
Yeah,
Because I don't know about you, but you mentioned to me that you're starting to notice there's a really big downfall in technology,
yeah,
and we didn't really got to talk about that. Which should we should talk about in a second, but the downfall in gaming. Because I'm not seeing many new games come out. There's not. There's a whole lot of remixes of IPs, Halos, Gears of Wars, Call of Duties, and what else you got, right? You have like a bunch of awesome indie games, a couple free plays, right?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, and like when I was saying that the tech world was kind of a letdown lately, is it's just like there's new technology coming out, but there's nothing to use it.
yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that like every like Computex and CES, they come up with awesome stuff. You get really super hyped, and either it doesn't happen, or when it comes out, it's really huge letdown.
Yeah,
Like Thunderbolts was supposed to be fiber optics of extreme speeds, and it came out to be copper cable and just kind of good speeds, but not really what we're expecting.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. So that's the kind of thing that is just like, man, really wish they would have not dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah.
And then there's this business of the Xbox and the PS4, like we were talking about earlier. It's just, oh my god.
Yeah. Like the nice thing right now, those Computex going on. So I'm enjoying the new technologies they're coming out with.
Yeah,
They have nice little things here and there, like a couple of new motherboards are coming out on the Intel side. Like they're coming back with dual NICs, better onboard sound stuff, which is really good. That kind of stuff. But like some of the really crazy gaming stuff is looking pretty cool. But so I'm getting back into this hype mode.
yeah.
I just hope that when it actually comes out, it's as good as the hype is. You know.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of I'm a little excited about a lot of the stuff that is coming out, but like at the same time, I kind of don't want to have this feeling like, yeah, something new's coming out, and then it's just no.
Yeah. But you know, a lot of the new stuff that's coming out is kind of cool. I mean, 4K, finally.
Yeah,
Right? It's like 3860 by 2160 or something like that. I don't know if I ever mentioned to you the Psyche TV that came out. that was $1,500 for 4K.
Oh yeah.
See, yeah, 55-inch TV. We're talking about that, but we're talking about how the hype is also letdown. The letdown is it's not really good for gamers because HDMI 1.4, which is stock on the TV, only goes 30 hertz, which means you
Oh
only ever
yeah.
get 30 frames. So that's like the hype is awesome, and then you get the huge letdown. So it's awesome for like movies and stuff, but gaming would just be mediocre at best.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine you can drive 4K TV with your Titan or 780 or your 7990 or 7970, and you get like 80 frames, but you only can ever actually see 30 of them?
Yeah, that would be pretty. That would suck, man.
Yeah, hardcore. Like, I've actually seen 30 frame versus 60 frame
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah, here's where I die again because I didn't notice my ion cannon had shut itself off.
Booze. PC Per actually had a video about it, going really in depth. They slowed it down to like ridiculously slow frame rates, and then compared it to, it looks super choppy in 30 frames, where in 60 frames it looks nice and fluid. So, but then you get companies like Asus making 4K monitors, which is really cool, but then at a premium of like $5,000.
Yeah.
So it's like,
oh no. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad.
so it's like,
I need to repair my engines so that I can fly away. Oh no. Eh. There we go. Okay, cool.
nice.
That was close. Alright. Sure, I'll get that.
So yeah.
Yeah, definitely a lot of stuff that is really interesting these days, but I don't know.
Well, I just hope it gets better as we go, because as of late, like you said, the tech world has really slumped. Like when I started building computers, it was like the jumps were huge. Like it went from phenoms to like the new Intel cores were like ridiculously powerful to the next one to Ivy Bridge. Like Sandy Bridge was huge, and Ivy Bridge to Haswell are like meh.
Yeah, well, like with all the new tech that's coming out, it just ends up being like, oh, okay, something new's out, yay.
Like you guys increased it by 10%. I guess that's cool.
Yeah, and like when this 10% jump is equal to like $150.
Yeah.
Marginally better card. I understand that there's a market for it, but like where you need those environments where you just need to push that much more power out of it.
I'm wondering if there's still a market for it though, because the only game out there that like actually gives you a problem to play is Crisis 3.
Yeah, I suppose, but then like you're thinking in just like the consumer gaming market, like what they might need like 7990s or GTA like GeForce GTX 690s, or is it like 690 Ti now? I don't even know, man.
It's the highest card right now is the 690 was a dual 680 or a 780, which is their new like premium card.
Yeah. Well, like a couple of months ago, they had the 690 and then the 7990 to match it, right?
Yeah.
Somebody might need like one of those cards for, I don't know, Bitcoin mining.
I don't know if Bitcoin mining would actually be so around though, because they're talking about ASICs, specialty computers doing it now.
Oh yeah.
Where you plug it into your computer and just Bitcoin mines for you without using your GPU.
Huh. That sounds interesting.
Well, the interesting thing is how much more powerful it is, and they're talking about how GPU rendering is going to become useless soon enough, because as soon as something can power through a new Bitcoin, they up the difficulty level, and eventually the difficulty level gets too hard. That's what happened with CPUs and GPUs, is it got too hard for CPUs, that's when they went to GPU, and now they're going ASICs. So it's like, soon enough you won't be able to even do GPU mining.
Oh. Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Buy some fuel.
Buy some fuel. I'm just enjoying watching. But yeah, so it's like the only game I can think of right now. So okay, so gaming essentially we're
Oh
at
yeah, man, I never finished what I was saying. Um, about the like who's gonna be wanting those cards is like people doing like as long as GPU mining is still good bitcoins,
yeah,
and then anybody who does like CAD stuff, like
true,
that
true.
stuff's gonna be huge.
But wouldn't someone use CAD stuff use a workstation card? Like
Oh yeah, I guess.
because apparently the Titan is good for workstation stuff, but um,
But like a dedicated workstation card's still better.
yeah,
What? Actually, that's something I've been meaning to ask you. What is really the difference between workstation cards and like regular gaming cards? I could probably do the research myself, but I have a feeling you already have.
they're ASICs. They have specially computes like for instance, like an NVIDIA card will have a certain amount of CUDA cores or a certain instruction list that's specialty to AutoCAD that doesn't necessarily work for gaming, and vice versa. So the gaming card will be good for workstation, but it's got a certain amount of instruction sets to make it good for gaming. So I guess the Titan has both those,
Okay, yeah.
but the 780 doesn't.
Okay.
So I
And
think that's a
actually,
huge thing.
okay. Speaking of CUDA cores, actually, I did a
No to
quick.
accept surrender.
Nah, I'm gonna accept the surrender. They're giving me a lot of fuel for that.
Alright.
And I need to repair my drone thing anyway. But with CUDA cores, I was looking those up today because he was showing me a card that he saw for like under $100, and it was an
Mm-hmm.
NVIDIA card and it had 384 CUDA cores. I'm like, what the hell is a CUDA core?
CUDA cores is like NVIDIA's specialty core. I don't
Yeah,
really.
I think it performs the same kind of function as stream processors,
Yeah,
but it just ends up being like, okay,
and it's
what?
like it's NVIDIA's instruction set, I think, from what I understand. Because CUDA cores are good for like CUDA applications, and then just general gaming, from what I understand.
Okay. Uh, and something as let's see. Okay, so yeah, the I was reading about the CUDA cores, and I was just wondering what the hell they were, and then I realized that NVIDIA cards at the budget level just suck.
Oh yeah, the GTX 640 is just not worth it at all.
Yeah, like I looked at the 640, and then I looked at its performance versus like a 7570,
Yeah,
and it was the 7570 was just kind of killing it in a lot of categories. I mean, they were kind of even,
yeah.
but the 7550 was doing better in categories I'd want it to do better for gaming.
At that point, I think you might as well go APU.
Yeah, like and so that's the kind of research I was doing for this guy because he was like, I saw this card and it seemed pretty good, and the funny thing is, it comes with a free copy of Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah, it's like here's your copy of garbage with your garbage card.
Yeah,
I don't
and
even know if I'd be able to play it though, because I remember trying to play Duke Nukem Forever. I think on high with my onboard not too well a while back, but I don't think it played too well. It's interesting. It's interesting that they would give you a game that you might not be able to play.
maybe I don't know. But when I was looking into it, the 7770
Hmm.
that I linked him, it was actually out of stock in Canada
Yeah.
on Canada Newegg, but it was still in stock on uh, huh. Okay, so I was looking at the Canada stock, and both Newegg Canada and US have free Far Cry 3 with the 7770,
Oh yeah, because the Never Settle bundle. Yeah.
and I was actually kind of impressed with that. I was like, huh, that's cool.
Yeah, the Never Settle bundle with AMD is actually really awesome because what happens is If you buy the top tier card, you get like Far Cry, Hitman, what are the other ones? Tomb Raider, and I think one other. Hold on, actually, I'll look it up right now. Because they actually give you a lot of really good games with their cards. They're so bundle. Okay, so it's Sleeping Dogs, Hitman, Medal of Honor, and Far Cry 3.
Oh, I didn't mean to pick that one. I just accepted that pirate's bribe. I feel dirty now.
So yeah, they actually give you a lot of games with your card, and I think 7990 gets like 8 games with it.
Really?
So yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I know. I know this. I know the 7870 gives you some nice. I think it's like 4 games.
Here, let's see. I'll actually look up the Never Saw Reloaded bundle. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here, I actually got the updated version. The 7900 series gets Bioshock Infinite, Crisis 3, and Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Not bad.
The 7800 series gets Tomb Raider, Bioshock Infinite, and Blood Dragon again. So that's kind of awesome. The 7790 gets the Blood Dragon again and Bioshock Infinite. The 7770 gets Far Cry 3 and Blood Dragon. So I guess everything gets Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
It's like, hey guy, you like Blood Dragon? Because we're gonna give it to you. Which actually looks like a really good game. I actually want to try playing it because it looks solid.
I was interested in seeing it, but I'm not really sure about it because I guess I'm not really a big fan of the Far Cry series.
Well, it's not necessarily Far Cry, it's just the engine. Like,
Oh,
it has
yeah.
nothing to do with the story whatsoever. From what I understand, it's a completely new story. It's something like out of the 80s. Like, straight up Tron, like, every gun's got tracers, everything's got neon lights, like,
Yeah, I was looking at
cyborgs
that and I was like, what the hell's going on here?
And I guess, like, the big thing is, like, they have ridiculous punchlines and everything. It just looks kind of awesome. So it's something I'm definitely gonna look to try out. But yeah, Never Saw Reload bundle, pretty awesome. AMD's actually doing well with that. Now they just need to get their CPU game. Oh, that reminds me, new FX 900 9000 coming out.
What?
Yep.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
doing
I was
new
looking
pod
at that.
driver. Something like 5.0 gigahertz stock.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no. And
Oh.
the best part is the TWP is 220. So just through the roof.
Yeah. Wow. That's already new crazy processors.
Yeah.
No, I got fires. I'm trying to oust this mantis dude
yeah.
by venting all of my atmosphere.
So new processors are here, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, because it's pile driver, right? So it's like, from what a lot of people are speculating, it's just an A350, but they kind of cherry picked it. And
Oh,
cranked
yeah,
up,
probably.
cranked up the wattage. And then
I don't know.
Pascal's kinda
We'll
like,
see.
meh. So,
We'll see about that. Now, something that I wanted to say, just in terms of like processing power and like speeds, another thing on that video card I was looking at, did you know they made GDDR5 cards with 64-bit memory interface?
sounds
That
familiar.
sounds awful. Like mine's a 256 and like standard budget cards are 128 like at minimum.
Yeah.
But the 640 the 641 gig GDDR5 model and
Yeah.
not the like 2 gig GDDR3, uh it's literally just like 64 megabit interface, and like this was the card that he showed me at first. Because it was a good price and the like on paper specs look pretty good. And then I noticed 64-bit and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way
Yeah.
a modern card is still using 64-bit.
Sounds something like out of Halo CE days.
Yeah. Like that was budget cards when I had my X1650 Pro.
Yeah, good times.
Oh man.
Which reminds me, they're talking about Halo 2 HD.
Really?
Yeah, they might do a release for Xbox One. Which makes me
I don't
sad,
know.
because, like, Halo 2 was such an awesome game.
Halo
Oh,
2
not.
was an awesome game, but like, I actually my favorite of the Halo series is definitely ODST.
Oh, yeah, you've mentioned that a couple times.
It's just because I don't know. I liked the story of it. Like I guess, and that was actually one of the reasons why I liked Halo 4 so much.
I can't wrap my head around Halo 4. Just so much changed. Like,
Yeah, it kind of definitely like. Actually, was it in our last video that we said Call of Battlefield Reach?
I believe so. We mentioned it very, very small amounts. I
Yeah, we
think
didn't
we
really
mentioned
talk about it
for
that much.
Yeah, like it was. I think it was like a 30-second conversation about Halo 4, and went straight back to like whatever we were talking about. I think it was we're talking about Zombie U and the Wii U
Oh
and
yeah,
that,
yeah,
and all the shortcomings of what they changed up and all the cool stuff. And yeah, disappointing.
yeah. Definitely something I'm looking forward to for next gen consoles is the Wii bundles that they're going to be having.
Yeah,
Just because like the Wii U looks to be actually worth it.
it does look worth it because it's the only console that's not a broken down PC. Like PS4
Like
and Halo 1 to me, or PS4 and Xbox One. Sorry.
yeah.
Look like a mid-range to low game grade PC. You know, and the Wii U might not be that powerful, but at least it's got stuff going for it. Like it still has the motion controls, which but the whole screen,
Yeah.
like the whole screen, kind of it adds a whole dimension to it. You know,
Yeah,
all
it
those
definitely
games,
does.
like party games, are awesome for the Wii, right? So I imagine party games for the Wii U would be awesome as well. Um,
Yeah,
like,
and they're supposed. That's actually something I'm kind of upset about is that they don't have a reveal at E3 this year.
they were talking about doing a conference of some type.
Yeah, they aren't actually having like a big conference like they did last year. But apparently they're supposed to have some kind of like slot doing something somewhere.
There's talk of them doing a countrywide gaming some or other thing where people go to their like local Best Buy and play the games that they're releasing.
Oh,
Yeah, which looked really interesting because it's just like that's never been done before. It's like you might be able to see the game, but being able to go to your local Best Buy and be able to play a game, that's really cool. You
yeah,
know? That's
definitely
where
good.
that's where the internet really comes in and just goes,
Ooh,
wow.
I
You
got
know?
I got long range scanners.
Nice.
Cool.
But yeah, back to the Halo thing because we jumped off subject again. This is the
Uh,
sixth time we've done it with Halo.
yeah, definitely something I've just really liked about Halo is the story, and especially with Halo 4. I know the game it was Call of Battlefield Reach,
Yeah.
like definitely classes and stuff like that, but Halo 4 has definitely been like one of my favorite games in the Halo series because of the like depth of just the story between Chief and Cortana.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the campaign. I had a lot of fun with the campaign. And I keep thinking I'll go back and play that flying mission because that mission was freaking awesome. I
Oh
loved
yeah,
that flying mission.
The-
That was like Star Fox meets Xbox.
yeah. There's no driving mission this time. It's
Yeah.
a flying mission.
Well, Reach had the flying mission as well, right? So I guess we
Yeah, I
could
suppose.
say they kind of started going to flying because they're like, hey, we got ships down, so we're gonna do it. But
What about Pelicans with Spartan lasers on them? Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. My thing is though, I didn't like the ending. I kind of felt like there's no spoilers at this point, so I'm just gonna say I would say they killed Cortana, and as much as she bugged me,
Whoa, spoilers, bro.
dude, I said spoiler alert before I said
Oh,
it.
okay, okay.
Everyone, if you haven't played Halo 4 by now, it's been about what, a year now since they released it. maybe 7 or so months.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a decent amount of time, right? But still, it's like they killed off a really good character, right? And she's always been kind of part of the scene, and it makes me wonder what they're going to go with the next one, right? What direction can
Yeah.
they really push?
Actually, that is something I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with it. But
Because they're
at the
talking
same,
about like Master Chief losing his mind stuff. They kind of hinted it in this one.
yeah, actually, what I'm actually really hoping to see in the next one is not necessarily that he goes crazy,
Yeah,
but more that it ends up being something that it turns out like he's just kind of finally feeling exhausted about the whole deal.
yeah. So he shows human emotion. That makes sense because, um,
That's what I got from the legendary ending where you get to see his eyes.
yeah,
Like he doesn't look inhuman, he just looks like he's tired.
yeah, for sure. I mean, you fight off Covenant for how long and go into cryo sleep, come out, and start fighting him again.
Yeah, and it's
I
like
can't imagine.
I know, and it's just like he
I
he
also like,
hasn't. If you think about it, he hasn't taken off his armor
yeah, yeah.
since like Halo 3.
His armor's like what, like 1,500 pounds or something like that.
Well, it's something like a ton or something, or
Yeah,
2 tons. But the thing is that like he doesn't necessarily need to take it off. It's
yeah.
just I mean he's on Earth, so we can assume he changes his armor in Halo 3, or Halo 2. No,
Yeah.
Halo 3.
No,
Um,
is it Mark 6 or is it still considered Mark 5?
I think it's Mark 6. Yeah, it goes up to Mark 6 in Halo 3, or Halo 2. One of the two.
It's Halo 4 because Mark 5 was Halo
Halo
1.
1. Yeah,
Mark
and
6 was
then
Halo 2. Because I remember the first mission, they go, "Hey, we updated your armor." That was huge.
oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
Halo 2.
it's
Okay,
Halo
yeah. So
2.
he finally changes his armor from Halo 1 to in Halo 2, and then I'm pretty sure he doesn't change his armor until he takes it off at the end of Halo 4.
Yeah. In Halo 4, is it the Mark 6 though? Because it doesn't really look like the Mark 6. In Halo 2 and Halo 3, it looked exactly the same.
Yeah, but the thing they had to kind of change it just to meet like a gameplay change demand,
Yeah.
because
Fresh
if
fruit.
like Cortana might have been able to like do some updates to the armor. I think that's how they explained it.
She
But
said she updated the software.
yeah, and the thing is though, between Halo 3 and Halo 4, he's just been in cryo sleep.
Yeah, so like you can't really change the armor. That was a big continuity error I was thinking about the other day. It's like he's been in cross sleep and his armor changed. In Halo 1 to Halo 2, they're like, "We updated your armor," and they say, "We've updated your armor," and then look at the cool new armor, right? In Halo 4, it's just like armor's different. All of a sudden, it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. It's just it ends up being that like I don't know. It's I just want to see what kind of direction they take. Honestly, that's it.
My problem is, I 90% chance I won't buy the Xbox One
Yeah,
for a
definitely.
variety of reasons. So I probably won't be able to play Halo 5. I might have a friend who buys it, who knows. You always have that one friend that gets every console no matter what.
Yeah,
I'll probably go to his house and then play Halo 5. I don't know. The thing is, it's like, with Halo 4, with all the changes they made, with multiplayer especially, I felt it wasn't a solid enough experience, especially with netcode. I felt like there was lag when there shouldn't have been. There's too many times where it's like, I go stab someone in the back, and they're behind me.
oh my
And
God,
I'm
Gears
like,
of War.
yeah, like I don't know what
uh,
happened. Halo 3 had decent netcode. It wasn't amazing. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of times where there was like, you're playing against Mexicans, there's lag. You're playing against UK, there's lag, right?
yeah.
But there was never a time where I was just like, this is atrocious. In
Okay,
Halo
and here's where I die. This is kind of unrecoverable.
4, Seal Off Fire. In Halo 4, it's like, there's a lot of times where I'm just like, this is just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, okay. There, I just lost my weapons and my helm, and this guy's probably gonna die because my med bay's down and my O2 is now out.
Nope, dude.
Yep, here's where I die.
Let's hope they surrender quick.
Nope. Alright. Okay, that's enough for today. This is LitanyOfFail signing off.
Extra sucks. Out.
Nah.